Welcome back everybody, my name is Excrabular. Today I'm showing you guys a simple beginner tutorial for Cloak and Dagger. Let's get started. Now when you play Cloak and Dagger, you're actually playing two characters, Cloak and Dagger. So how you can think about this is that Cloak, he's the dark force, he does damage, like this. He has a sort of left click, a lot like Scarlet Witch's, where you have to just aim in the sort of direction. There's a small bubble around him and around any enemy that you have to point at. So it's really useful. You can just aim sort of at the enemy and it will still do damage to them. Then you can think of Dagger as a healer. She's the light force. So for instance, she can do damage, but it's not very much. And she instead does a lot of healing, which I will show you in a minute. So first we're going to go over Cloak. He has three abilities. One is that he can press shift and switch over to Dagger. It's just a simple thing that they can both do. And this is something that you should have your finger on pretty much all the time. Just so that you can switch back and forth and like get away from enemies or heal really quickly. But how Cloak works is that he's doing damage and he does support the team, but he doesn't heal them at all. So he can do a right click, which turns him invisible. And as you can see, he creates a large circle around him that actually turns other teammates invisible as well. He can also fly when he goes into this thing, which is extremely useful. As you can see, he can get pretty high with it. So for instance, if you're getting attacked by enemies as Dagger, what I will do is I'll jump, press shift, and then go in like that and fly up here. So then Cloak has one more really useful ability. This is his E, which throws out a Veil of Dark Force. It's called Terror Cape. It gives enemies blindness and it makes them vulnerable. So by being vulnerable, it means that they're taking extra damage. And by being blind, it means they can't really see at all. They only get to see a little bit. It also does extra damage when it first hits them, as you can see. So it's very useful against large piles of enemies. Then Dagger is the other character that you're playing, and she is sort of like a healer and a damager at the same time. She has this auto lock that is really useful for healing people or damaging people. Also, her daggers that she throws out with her left click can bounce once off of a wall. So this is really useful, but as you can see, it doesn't do a lot of damage. However, it does actually do a fair amount of healing. So what they'll do is if they hit a teammate, it will heal the teammate and create a small ring around the person that you healed, and then heal other people around that for a little bit of extra healing. Then she has another move that is her right click. She throws down a dome of healing that heals extremely well, and it lasts for a fair while. She then has one more move, which is her E. It's the same sort of thing that Cloak does, just instead of doing blindness, it actually heals your teammates. It also gives them a healing boost, which might seem like it's kind of confusing, but basically what it does is it means if they have this effect, then they'll be receiving more healing from something like the dome, or from healing from someone else, or from your normal light force daggers. Now, Cloak and Dagger have an extremely powerful ultimate. It is a 4-dash ultimate that creates this sort of fog over the ground, which heals your teammates and does damage to enemies extremely well and extremely quickly, but it does dissipate pretty quickly. So what you can do for this is just go over the point or the convoy that you're trying to move and use this to your advantage to gain the upper hand, because the enemies don't want to go in it and your teammates can stay in it and not die. So it's really overpowered. It's one of the best ults in the game, and you should be using that whenever you have it so that you can charge it up again and again. And that is it for Cloak and Dagger. If you guys did enjoy this tutorial, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and then turn on notifications, because I'm making loads of tutorials for Marvel Rivals, so make sure that you get those notifications. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.